And sure enough, a few days later, I tested positive as well. Hurt him so much when he was coughing and he started losing his voice. Hello, sir. Is there anything you want to tell us? I also got one future debt planned. And now I can also show you my new desk. Hi guys, it's Lara. Thank you all for watching and welcome back to my channel. I decided to vlog spontaneously today because it's been a while since I posted a video, and downstairs there's a husky complaining. Hello, sir. Is there anything you want to tell us? So dramatic. So anyway, we were already outside in the woodsies, and when we came home I gave Shadow his breakfast, and then as always I brushed his fur, and now I'm gonna have my breakfast. Afterwards we will go to Ikea, so we're gonna take you with us, and then later on I'm gonna tell you about my experience with COVID. This is what I'm wearing today. So today I went with this dark green knitted sweater. I call it the Christmas tree sweater, and I matched it with a brown belt, and later on I'll throw over the dress a matching sweater. And here's what it looks like with the sweater. I love this combo so much. I bought the pieces separately and they did not belong together, but the colors are a perfect match, so I like wearing it as a combo. For breakfast I'll have, as usual, overnight oats. These are again soaked in freshly squeezed orange juice, and I mix them in the morning with coconut yogurt, and I topped the oats with berries, mango and hemp seeds. Alrighty, so we are done at Ikea. I did not get everything. Jack wanted to have adjustable legs for a table he's gonna get, but they weren't available in the color that he wants them. And he said it's not so urgent, so I will have to monitor the article online and I'll come back whenever they will have them again. But other than that, I got the rest. I got 3 new pillows for Shadow's sofa because the pillows he has there are quite old and the fillings are kind of ripped in one of the pillows, so it's probably not as comfortable. And then I got another adjustable legs for a dresser in the bathroom at the office. I also got one future debt plant, and I got one plastic plant for my new table that I have in my Wolfie room. It's always the safest choice, but I always give a chance to living plants as well, so let's see how long the little orchid that I bought is gonna live. You know how they say that some people have green thumb? I have definitely a brown thumb. Mr. Bushitel is now again in the garden. It's a beautiful sunny day. And now I can also show you my new desk. So this is a custom-made piece. I love it. The thing is, because of the shape of this room and because of how the windows come together, it's been always difficult to find a proper desk, and the space just wasn't used as efficiently as it is now. And let me tell you, I love this piece so much. So on this side I have my regular sewing machine. In the center I have my laptop, so space for office work and editing, and here I have my coverlock / overlock sewing machine with a little bit larger desk, which is amazing for DIYs. And then I have here these shelves mounted on the table, and that's where I placed one of the plants. So here we have this plastic plant. I bought it with the planter, and here is a little orchid that's a real plant, and I'll sure hope that this is gonna survive in our home. So now I have definitely way more space for any type of work I'm doing here, and it's just way more efficient, especially when I'm sewing, because both machines are outside. And the great thing is that in addition to these shelves, I have also shelves hidden in the back below the table, so I didn't lose any storage space. And now I'll be preparing lunch. Today I'm making sauerkraut strudel with smoked tofu. I have a recipe for my sauerkraut strudel on this channel, so I'll link it down below. And I thought while I'll be preparing the strudel, we could also chat and I could tell you about my experience with COVID. So we believe that Jack actually already had COVID in 2020, right before all the madness started. He's been on a business trip, and when he came back he felt really sick, and I've never seen him as sick as he was back then in the entire 19 years that we were together. And ever since then he has a light cough that never goes away, and he has now light asthma, which is something he never had before. But back then you couldn't test for COVID because the tests weren't available yet. He got tested about 8 months later, but nothing came out. But we discussed it with our doctor, and the doctor said it is quite possible from what he described. And now by the end of this February, Jack started feeling poorly. And even though we have been vaccinated both 3 times, we said, you know what, it might be just your stress level, or you might have a common cold, but you should still get tested. So he tested, and he tested positive. So we called the according hotline, where you're supposed to call when you have either symptoms that might indicate that you have COVID or when you just tested positive, because we wanted to know what we were supposed to do. So Jack told them his name and that he just tested with the home test, and he wanted to ask, should I go somewhere to get tested officially, or is someone gonna come to our home? What is to do, and what about my wife? And they told him specifically he's not supposed to go get tested anywhere else. He's supposed to just stay at home, and he should be in quarantine for 10 days. And because he's vaccinated, he was allowed to go and get tested after 5 days again, should he stop having symptoms. And they literally told him that I don't have to worry because I've been vaccinated, that I was not a contact person, which made literally 0 sense, because Jack has been vaccinated 2-3 times, yet he just tested positive. So since we have our own company and since we work together, we said, you know what, we're not gonna take any risks. Even though I was still negative, I'm gonna stay at home too and work from at home. I did run a few errands at the beginning because I thought, you know what, I will probably catch that thing soon anyway. So I wanted to make sure that we would have everything at home. And then after that, I stayed at home and I went out only early in the morning with Shadow. And I chose only places where there were literally just trees and shrubberies, where I would not meet any people, so that I wouldn't put anyone at risk. By the way, I just put the strudel into the oven for about 30 to 35 minutes. So back to the COVID story. We just found it very weird that I should not worry about that. So I've been testing from the time that Jack tested positive every single day in the morning, just to be sure. And sure enough, a few days later, I tested positive as well. Our symptoms were very different for each of us. So Jack had headache at the beginning, and he's been very tired, and he's been sleeping for about 16 hours a day for the first, I'd say, like 3 days. And he started coughing. It hurt him so much when he was coughing, and he started losing his voice. So he would barely speak because it hurt so much. And then later, after the first 3 days, he started feeling gradually better. For me, the first few days, I wouldn't have known that I had anything because I haven't felt any difference. I felt fine. And then I started being stuffed up. I couldn't breathe through my nose, and I was very short of breath. I did not cough for the first about 7 days, and then I started coughing by the end of my COVID. And even after I already tested negative, I was still stuffed up and I was still coughing, and then it slowly went away. But I'm still a little stuffed up, but it's just very minimal, so it's not bad at all. There were 2 days when I felt really tired and when I really did not want to even go out, so Jack went out with Shadow instead of me, even though I'm a helicopter mother for my dog, so I like going out with him myself. So he had to text me every 30 minutes that they were fine. I'm very attached to my dog, if you can tell. And now the fun part. So after the first 5 days when Jack had COVID, he already started feeling a bit better. He decided to go and get tested as they told him. But we had a really unpleasant surprise because then his quarantine started officially. So he called the hotline and he asked them like, what the hell? I already told you 5 days ago that I had COVID. Why does the quarantine count from now? Of course, they didn't have any proper answer and they apologized that we got the wrong information. So I said, you know what? Even though I should not leave the house, I'm gonna go and get tested officially in one of these containers where I'm outside, where I don't have to have contact with people. Because what I don't want is if I get tested after a few days and the test would be still positive, that my quarantine would be even longer. So that was really effed up. If we were employed somewhere and that happened, we would be basically missing 5 days from work or something like that. So that was really stupid. It's a chaos, the whole thing, and I do understand this is a situation no one expected, but it's been already 2 years. Come on, guys, you should be a little bit better organized, and I do expect that when I call a hotline that's dedicated to COVID, that I will get the correct information. When it comes to the vaccines, on one hand, I think it's probably a good thing to get vaccinated. On the other hand, we got our third shot, and 3 months later we got COVID. Now, it's possible that the symptoms were mild because we were vaccinated, but it's also possible that the symptoms were that mild because it's a milder mutation of COVID. We'll never know. Again, I don't know what to think at this point. But overall, we were of course super grateful that we did not have any severe issues, that we did not end up in a hospital. There are people who have it way worse. Plus, we are so lucky to have such a beautiful home. So of course, being stuck for 10 days in a home like that is not bad at all. So you won't hear us complaining. We definitely acknowledge our privilege, and we know that many people have it far worse. It looks like we won't have any long-term issues after COVID. Our energy levels are coming back to normal. Jack already started going to the gym. I feel good enough so that I could go boxing this week, but I was last week in the cosmetic salon and had my eyebrows retouched again, so I can't go training this week, but next week for sure. And now the strudel will need about 10 more minutes. I also have laundry in the machine, which should be done soon. So I will take care of that and then I'll have lunch. And here we have Mr. Bushytail. He actually moved. I think he turned to the other side. Hi, Shadow. Hi, baby. How you doing? Oh, and I almost forgot to mention how grateful we were during the time when we had COVID for grocery delivery services. So we ordered at gurkel.at and it worked so great. When I placed the order, I added a note and let them know that we had COVID so that we wouldn't be able to open the door. We paid online. We were also able to tip the people online. And when they came, all they had to do was to ring the bell to let us know that they were here. We waited a few minutes, and after they left, we could open the door and get the groceries, and that was it. So that was really, really great. We are packed and ready to go to the office. I also packed lunch for Jack. What is it, Shadow? Someone's excited to go out. I also ordered groceries from the same platform that I told you about that I used when we had COVID. We are going away for the weekend, so I already ordered a few things that we want to bring with us. And yeah, now off to the office. I have lots to do, and then I'll talk to you later when I'll be back. We are back at home from the office. I already took a shower and changed into my pajamas, and now I'm waiting for my parents because we are about to Skype and I'm having dinner. I'm having again the sauerkraut strudel with coconut yogurt. I had a nice chat with my parents, then Jack came home, he had dinner, and we've been just sitting on the sofa and chatted. We've been actually ready to go to bed around 8 o'clock, but our grocery delivery is unfortunately late. There was a system failure and they informed everyone that all the deliveries will be unfortunately later, which sucks because I'm used to going to bed around 8:30 the latest, and now it's 8:45 and I'm still waiting, but you know what you're gonna do. So I'm gonna say good night and goodbye at this point. I already brushed my teeth and took out my lenses, so once they will deliver the groceries, I can go to bed. And I hope that you guys enjoyed today's vlog. And thank you all so much for watching. God bless you. I appreciate you very much. And see you soon. Bye.